Well, hello and welcome to Step Into Me. This is the podcast where we explore what it really takes to step into your true self. I'm Belinda Lee, and today we're talking resilience, courage, and the extraordinary power of mindset in times of crisis. You are going to meet Tetiana an extraordinary young woman from the Ukrainian capital, Kyiv.
And this night, I remember I was afraid to sleep. I was worried to close my eyes. We didn't want to have a son, worry about death in the age of 9.
Tetiana's story is one of escape, unwavering spirit and determination, and most importantly, hope. This is Coping with Crisis, a Ukrainian mother's story of strength and mindset. It's February 24, 2022, and in Kyiv, dawn is breaking. Tetiana and her husband have been woken by the sound of an explosion.
Russia has launched a full-scale invasion on Ukraine.
Urgent messages are exchanged and panic is rising in the streets.
Explosions have been reported in the capital Kyiv.
This is no ordinary Thursday. For Tetiana, this will be the last day she spends in Kyiv, the place she calls home.
When they invaded, and you can hear bombing Kyiv, capital, and you don't know what's going on, it's really, it starts to touch you really close, and you can see from the video people packing cars, go somewhere, you don't know where to go. First thing, I called my parents. They were in Kherson, and it's next to Crimea, you can imagine. And I thought I need to escape to my parents' place, because just escape Kyiv, because they started bombing Kyiv. But when I called my mom, she said, no, you can't go there because it's tanks passing our house. I can see Russian tanks from my window. And so, oh my God, I don't know what's going on.
Goodness.
And you don't know generally what's going on, because it started at 5 in the morning and for 2 hours till 7, when radio, television, people started to give more information. You don't know what's going on. Even if you want to leave, you don't know which direction to leave.
So can you take us back to before February 24? Because your career was really taking off, wasn't it? So can you just paint a picture for us of where you were at in terms of your career?
I used to work as a pharmacist, then I was pharmacy manager, then I moved to a pharmaceutical company, worked for GSK for 6 years, started from sales, the project development manager, and then for position of project development manager, I moved to Kyiv, and then I changed for business development manager, ophthalmological clinic in Kyiv. So that was my last place I was working, and I was really excited. And I remember this day when war started, I couldn't believe it. And 5 in the morning, I heard how they bombed. I woke up from the sound, and I couldn't believe it, because next day I had presentation, my marketing plan, business development plan for next year, and I was working hard on it, and I was preparing everything. And next morning I had presentation, and it was really big day for me, for my career. And I remember this crazy morning when I asked my husband, what is that? He said, yeah, it's war started. I said, I have a meeting at 9. Should I go to meeting? He said, are you crazy? You can't go to meeting. It's war. It's war in the country. Kyiv bombed. Do you understand this? I said, I was preparing for my presentation. It can't be just cancelled. They waiting for me. And he said, nobody waiting for you, Tetiana. Pack your bags and think about survival.
I can just imagine how surreal that must have seemed. Like you said, one day you're preparing a presentation, and next day you're having to prepare to flee. It just seems so hard to fathom what that must have felt like or been like. So was it that day that you actually left?
It was next day we left. Like for a day we were shocked and just couldn't understand what's going on, tried to find information, and also I was packing our suitcase, deciding what we take. My husband was taking cash, fulfilling petrol, and dealing with his work because he's a doctor, oncologist. So patients as well. It's you have responsibility and need to understand what the next steps. You can't just leave your patients and go. And we decided to leave next day early in the morning. And this night, I remember I was afraid to sleep. To fall asleep. I was worried to close my eyes because in this case you losing control what's going on.
So whereabouts did you go?
We went to my friend's house in Lviv, the city near to Polish border. And we came to this big house, and I think we were 4 or 5 families together with children. So we stayed there for a week just to wait and see what's going on. The most important thing is to bring children to a safe place.
How was your son coping, and how were the children coping at that time? Do they understand what's going on?
I think children really react on parents' mood and how they behave. And I was holding myself really, really hard not to be panicking or crying. I didn't cry whatsoever, because I knew if my son see me crying or worried, he would be worried. But he was afraid because he was hearing and also with Russian. It's definitely not normal days. He was asking questions, but the main thing for him, he was 9, and main thing for him, if mom hugs him and not worried and not crying, it's okay. But he did ask, and it forced me to leave Lviv in a week time. I started to volunteer in Lviv. A lot of medication came from other countries, a lot of medications in a boxes, which wasn't sorted or anything. So as a pharmacist, I found this volunteering job where you need to sort medication and understand what is that and what it for, write it down on a box and just sort boxes and send to frontline or for people needed it. So that was my volunteering. But in the evening when I come back home, so my son and other children from this 5 or 4 families we're staying together, they stayed with other parents, and they were hiding each time it's alarm, and they were hiding whole day while we doing other jobs. And it was morning. He woke up and said, "Mom, I had a dream that this place where we hide in, rocket came and we all died. Will we die one day?" And I was like, I couldn't know what to say. It was it. It was the time I really started to cry. I went to volunteering because I had responsibilities. But during the day, when I heard alarm, I just went crying because I just thought about my son and his words running in my head. And my husband said, "Yeah, that's it. You must take him and go." We didn't want to have a son worry about death in the age of 9.
Oh, that's heavy. That's a lot for children and for parents to have to deal with. And of course, you've just come out of COVID as well. We mustn't forget that. There was COVID and then you're straight into war pretty much. And now it's just you and your son. So where did you go?
So we knew one doctor who'd been in university with us, in medical university. He went to Czech Republic like 5 years before. And we sent him message in the Facebook. It wasn't like contact, like friend, just person we know, and we knew that he's in the Czech Republic. And we sent him a message asking whether he knows where to go or he can hold us for like a week or 2 if he has space. And he kindly said, "Yeah, of course, come to our flat. We have empty rooms, so it's absolutely fine. Come and stay here." So we just went for people we don't even know really. And it was really, really kind of them to do that, because really we didn't have anyone to go.
Amazing. As someone from Australia who has never known how it feels to be in a country under threat, let alone attack, It is impossible for me to even begin to comprehend what it must feel like to just become a refugee overnight. So you've travelled from Kyiv to Lviv with your husband and son, and then just with your son to the Czech Republic. But that wasn't the end, obviously, of your upheaval because you ended up in the UK. So how did you end up here?
When we came to Czech Republic, it was a long drive. My colleague from previous job, he gave us a lift because she was traveling to France. She had relatives in France. So she gave us a lift to Czech Republic, which is like, give me a lift to Sainsbury's on your way to...
Just drop me off at Czech Republic, that'd be great.
Yeah, drop me off in Czech Republic on your way to France. But it was like that. She stayed for a night, like to rest in Czech Republic. And when his wife opened the door to this flat, I realized she's 9 months pregnant. She's like ready to have a child. And I thought, and it's tiny flat, a tiny kitchen and one bathroom together with toilet. So it would be for them really uncomfortable to have us as well. And I thought from the beginning, I thought, yeah, I need to make a move. It's really kind from them, but I really need to move forward and like think next step. I started to work in Czech Republic, but quite quickly realized for this money I can't rent anything, especially if I don't have language. And then I received call from my cousin who already been in this program. She found this program to go to UK. And she said, there is some few more families in UK who want to invite Ukrainians to help. Because you're from Kherson and its region was occupied and in a really bad situation in the beginning of the war. Now it's destroyed completely, but even from the beginning it was a difficult situation. And she said, you might know people who really need help, but they want to help people who really need it. And I said, yeah, let me think about this. And I had a friend of mine in mind and she found family in UK. So everything successful. I connected them. And then I was sit down and thought, you know what? I need help. Yes, I'm not in that's such a bad situation, but I do need somewhere to live for next, 6 months. Because this program was for 6 months. And I called her back and said, I need help. Is there any other families inviting people? And she said, yeah, probably we run out of families, but let's try. And we did try again. And and I found my family.
And that was with a family in Oxfordshire, is that right?
Yes, it was in Oxfordshire. They created Facebook group, which you can describe your situation, who you are, what age child, and people connect with you. And yeah, my family, Catherine, connected with me and she said, yeah, we would be happy to invite you. We have 2 more boys. So my boy was 9 and they had 3 and 6. So it's 3, 6, and 9.
Gorgeous.
So we have toys. We know how to deal with boys. So please come in. We have spare room, and it sounded fantastic. It was like, oh my God, I have next 6 months where to live, which sound crazy, but that's what it is.
And I must point out here that you took 1 suitcase, is that right, when you left Kyiv?
Yeah, I took 1 suitcase when we left Kyiv. It was Czech Republic. We left with 1 suitcase and a half, so 1 little for hand. Because I bought something in the Czech Republic already.
Right.
But it's definitely not wardrobe, it's just something to wear.
Just something to get by. But the kindness of strangers, I mean, that just must have been incredible for you to be accepted into this family in the UK, a new country for you and your son. How did he settle in?
Yes, good. It wasn't easy. It was really kind from family to invite us, but I think nobody realized how it will feel. It's really, I don't know, life given for us.
Yes.
But yeah, it's not easy because my son started to blame me in this point, because we've been in Czech Republic for months and a half, and he went to school. He started to learn a bit of language. He found friends. He made connections with children and with the teacher, and he was absolutely fine in Czech Republic. I had problems because I didn't have money to rent place. I didn't have future and understand it what I'm doing. But for him, it was good. It was all fine. And when we moved to UK, I had language. I knew English before, not that well. I still need to learn after 3 years, but it wasn't great. But at least I had some language and had some hope to find better job here. For him, he started to blame me. He said it was great in Czech Republic. Why you need to move? It's your problem that you don't know language. You should learn language. You lazy. And like it was great school.
Yeah.
I made friends. Why you need to move me all the time? And he remembered me everything, like COVID, moving to Kyiv, moving to Lviv, moving to Czech Republic. And for him, it was like, stop, give me life. It's your fault. I don't care about your problems. I don't like this life moving all the time.
And of course, you had your own problems to deal with, not just the moving, but you've got this fantastic CV. You moved to the UK, but then you hit a wall. Can you tell us what happened?
I applied for pharmaceutical companies, for any kind of jobs. I have experience in sales, business development, project management, even support these people, even be administrator for these people who doing these jobs. I had responses, quite a few, and people were interested and were amazed by my experience and CV. But over the phone, I just couldn't understand what they're saying, what they're asking. Even if I understand, I can't express myself.
Right.
I couldn't communicate with people on a professional level. I can't be sales. I can't be project manager. It's absolutely different from just buying coffee and have conversation about life. And I can't do all of this. So then I went step down. I think, okay, so pharmacy. I can approve my pharmaceutical degree and work in a pharmacy. But then I understood that, okay, it costs £15,000. It's full-time student, 1 year course or SPAP course. And I can't be full-time student.
That was to be registered, wasn't it? So you already had your master's and you've got all your qualifications in Ukraine. But in order to be registered as a pharmacist in the UK, you had to go through this £15,000 and 1 year course and all that sort of thing, which obviously, if you're trying to support a son, that's not something that you can necessarily do.
No. Yes, I had my statement of comparability and I was so happy that it was relatively easy to apply. They checked all my hours and trainings I did and they approved my qualification. But it wasn't it. I need to be registered. And there's another story. So I thought, no. Universe, it's my favorite philosophy. I always say to myself, if something goes really difficult and universe doesn't give you opportunity to do something, and I like to remember this, that universe has only 3 answers to you. It's yes, but later, and no, I have something better for you. So my case was third. So universe had something better for me, which I didn't realize at the time. But yeah, it's always, universe always has only 3 answers. And if something doesn't go easy, or maybe it's not yours, maybe it's something else better waiting for you somewhere.
But your ego must have taken quite a hit.
That's true. Yes, that's
how did
true.
you cope?
Oh, that's another philosophy.
Right.
I quite often use in life generally, but it helps. When you just need to move forward and do what you need to do at this moment. You can't stop, you can't sit, you can't stop. You need to move. But it's easy to say if you don't feel great mentally. I mean, if you like in a depression, it's really easy to get depression in this situation and stop moving any direction whatsoever. But you need to breathe in, breathe out, and switch yourself to a bee. It's another philosophy I really like is bee and fly mode. All of us, we have bee and fly mode. It's about bees and flies, they live in the same world, they fly in the same field, but bees, they see flowers, something that smells good, something that's really nice and have honey, yes, inside. But flies, they looking for different in the same field, and they
love that.
They obviously see it. If you concentrate on something, you will definitely see the proof and you will find it. So the question is, are you fly or bee today? If you choose to be a fly, you will find 1,000 improvements. Yes, that world is not great, that is everything difficult and nothing works for you and you are unluckiest person in this world. But if your choice to be a bee today, you will find something better. That helps me a lot to move forward. Breathe in, breathe out. I'm a bee. Let's move forward. Let's fly like a bee.
So tell me, how did you fly as a bee? What did you find? So you can't be a pharmacist, you can't be a business development manager, you can't be any of what you've known.
Any qualified
anything that you've got a qualification for. How did you move through that? What flowers did you find that that produced some honey for you?
Yes, when I was cleaning houses, and then a friend of mine, she said, you know that this pharmacy needs staff. I was fine cleaning houses. It was interesting to look how different culture, like English people, live. The only problem, it not paid that well. And also you want to have some long-term vision. And when I looked at this position in a pharmacy, it was the same money, a bit less even than cleaning houses, but I thought at least I'm in a field, my professional field, maybe through conversation with people something will show up, somebody will tell me something, give me some ideas. So I went for this job in a pharmacy. That's where my ego really gave me a funny
because this
time.
wasn't being the pharmacist, wasn't it? This wasn't a job to be the pharmacist.
It's not even any qualified job. You're just helping people who are doing jobs. I did my first dispenser qualification during my work in a pharmacy. So I just came, just a person, not cleaning person, but just helping without any qualification.
Just a job that I could have walked in and got without any qualifications. Yeah, right.
Yeah, because I used to be pharmacy manager, and if you've been manager for a long time, it's really difficult to take it off from your mind. And what I found, and it was really interesting, what I noticed inside in myself, that it was absolutely different from cleaning houses. So cleaning houses, I didn't feel I'm manager cleaning houses. But being in a pharmacy, I did feel that I'm manager doing some job which even not qualified or any doesn't have any description.
Yeah. I think so many people can relate to that. If anyone has been in a position of management or when you were in charge and then suddenly you're doing the menial tasks or what you started out doing in your job, that's tough.
Yes, and inside me, it was a battle inside me. And I had such a big wave of emotions inside, which I have never showed and never expressed. But it was battle inside. And I thought, oh, why should I do this silly job? I invested so much time and effort into myself, into my education, and I've done in this and this. And it was like running in my head.
I can just imagine. And you'd be thinking, I used to have your job. I used to be you.
Yeah, and you become such a bad person inside. Honestly, I couldn't I couldn't think it's me.
So what was the turning point for you? Because you ended up emerging, from that job, that suddenly you found a new career path.
Yes, I was working for a year in a pharmacy, and one friend of mine, she's from Ukraine, she had an appointment with a doctor. And because my pharmacy was next to the doctor's, she asked me to translate and help her with appointment. And saw leaflets which says book your appointment with a health coach. And when I said, okay, what is health coach? Have never heard about this. I took this leaflet and did some research at home. And when I was reading description, and I thought, oh my God, it's me. It's me, health coach. That's what I was doing as my hobby. I had nutritionist qualification. It was just my field of interest. And I used to consult people privately for nutrition part, changing lifestyle, understanding their health conditions, because as a pharmacist I had wide knowledge about health conditions, and it was something I was really interested in, but have never had idea that it could be career or I can get enough income from that. It was just a nice hobby.
Okay, so this was in Kyiv. This was just something that you sort of did on the side.
I always did this, but a little bit. It just was my scene. Just had like a side hobby, helping people to understand their conditions, lifestyle, and help to prevent chronic disease. But here in UK, I found this leaflet, did research, and I thought, it's career, it's a profession here in the UK. I was so shocked.
Oh my goodness.
It's me. I didn't even know that that what I was doing. It was actually health coaching. And they have these people in surgeries here, and it's like proper regulatory body, it's proper education and proper everything for this profession. I started my course in London. After a year, finished and graduated as a health coach, registered, and now I'm registered health coach practicing in UK professionally. And this was my no, Tetiana, I have something better for you.
I was just going to say that was the universe saying, no, you can't be even a pharmacist because I've got something better for you.
Yes.
So that must have just been a thrill, because now you have started your own business. But how has this changed your life? I mean, this is an opportunity, obviously, that you wouldn't have had were you still in Ukraine.
I don't know whether it's faith or it is what it is, but it's true. They started this health coaching in Ukraine. It's not in the same level than in UK, and that's why my big goal to bring standards of health coaching into Ukraine as well. Because I've worked for NHS for 2 years as a health coach and seen more than 800 people during this time, and seen people in Oxford University, in different hospitals, seen doctors, professors, and it made me realize that people are people everywhere. Doesn't matter what they know, what they study, what they have the same issues, the same questions, and health coaching is something can really, really help so many people, but it should be in a good level, good quality.
I know your visa, you've got 18 months on your visa, and none of us has a crystal ball, so we don't know what the situation will be in 18 months' time. But particularly post-war, I imagine this would be something that people would very much be wanting because it's mental health as much as nutrition and everything else that goes with health.
Yeah, basically now I consult people in Ukraine and in UK and all over the world who speak English, because consultations are online, so it's not a barrier. And definitely I will carry on where I will ended up being. I will carry on doing this, and we'll do business for Ukraine and for English. People's bodies the same. It doesn't matter which language you speak.
No, that's so true. That's so true. But it's just such an incredible story. And it just goes to show that being the bee, being on the lookout as you were for the flowers, and in this case, that was the leaflet in the doctor's surgery, just picking that up has turned into not only turning your passion project, your hobby, as you said, from Kyiv into a career, but also a business, and one that you can hopefully one day take back to Ukraine and just help so many people as well. It's amazing. It's so inspiring. And speaking of Ukraine, I must ask about your family as well. How are they doing? And have you been able to stay in touch with them?
Yes, I do stay in touch with my parents. All my family is still in Ukraine. It's just me and my son here, and my cousin with children as well. But my close family, they're in Ukraine. Unfortunately, we got divorced with my husband. This war and distance doesn't help. It just face you with a choice. So we divorced 2 years ago, but we're still in touch. But everybody alive, thanks God.
So not only have you had to deal with becoming a refugee overnight, fleeing your country, not being able to use your qualifications in the UK, 9 years of study, but divorce at the end of all this as well. That's a lot to have to go through in 3 years. So how do you cope mentally?
I really protect my time for my sport, food, sleep. That's the basics. Without, you can't functioning well. So I make sure that I have 7-8 hours sleep. I do sports, have my targets and rules. So I can miss one day, but not two in a row. So I'm doing running, gym, yoga if I don't have time for neither. That helps really well. And good nutrition. You need to feed yourself to feel good. Because hormones and metabolic health, that's the basis, because our body is biochemistry laboratory. If something goes wrong, it will affect our mood, energy levels, and just general how you feel.
Well, it must be working, because your mental attitude towards everything that has come your way these past few years has just been remarkable. And I must mention Toastmasters as well. We mustn't forget that, because a lot of people would be familiar with Toastmasters, the international group that helps with communication and public speaking and so on, because you also took it upon yourself, didn't you, to do that just to help with your English?
Yeah, Toastmaster helped a lot doing speeches. It helped basically with both, with my English and with my mental health, because it was a place where I felt myself like in a previous life. We talked about ego before. It was my food for my ego. But I can be on a stage, I can speak, and together with developing my English, just feel good, feel that I'm still okay, I'm still qualified, I'm still can have stuff to tell people. Toastmasters definitely helped a lot to grow my confidence, I would say, because I learned to be okay that I'm not okay with English. And it's also a big part of my self-training to be on a stage, forgetting words. It's okay, Tetiana. Nobody will kill you after that.
Yes.
Or just saying, if you don't know right structure, grammar structure, just say it. If you don't know what word you say or tell, just use any. People will understand you. And that's okay. So it's really big thing to be okay with yourself, the way you are. You still developing, you're still learning. Tomorrow you will be better, but today, instead of be frozen and don't move forward, don't do any steps, you keep going, and you will make mistake, and that's okay. It's a part of the process of growth. If you don't do any steps forward, you won't do any mistakes, and you won't grow.
Where do you think you got this incredible mindset from? Was it your parents or your grandparents? Where did it come from?
Hard life and my grandparents, I think. And I had really good connection with my granddad. He's not with us anymore. He was a physics and math teacher and head teacher in school. But he was so wise, and I wish I learned more from him. And he had such a positive attitude. I don't know, it's somewhere we will find solution. That was his word all the time. I will tell a short pre-story. Because he's math teacher, I had to learn math and physics every single holiday.
Oh,
And you can imagine when other children playing outside in the summer, I had to deal with difficult math tasks and physics tasks. And if I can't find solution, he said, okay, go and come back with your ideas. So he taught me a lot about looking for solution and never give up. And he would help me in the end of the day if I don't have any ideas anymore. But it helped me a lot to build myself. And when I was fed up with all this study and was crossed with this and said, I want to play like other children, don't want to learn this math all the time. And he said, Tetiana, listen to me. The only things you don't need to carry, they're not heavy in your life, is your knowledge, your experience, and your attitude. And you will take it everywhere, and it always will be with you. Everything else can go, like my house in Kherson, my career, my car, even my family, everything. But your knowledge, your experience, attitude would always be with you. So that's what I crossed the border in Czech Republic, cross the border in UK. And if I need to leave UK, I will cross the border with all of this stuff again. And it was really good lesson from my granddad.
Wow, I think that's a good lesson for all of us. That's just beautiful, absolutely beautiful. Tetiana, what are your hopes for yourself and your son and for Ukraine?
Oh, yeah, peace.
Yeah.
I wish I worry about normal stuff. I really hope people in Ukraine will worry about where to go for holiday rather than everything else that they worry about now. And I wish their biggest problem would be how to book flights to go to holiday.
Just something to look forward to.
It's something to look forward to, yeah. And flights will be again in Ukraine and peace and what's is really important, long-term peace. I don't know whether it's possible with our neighbor, but I really hope families get their fathers and husbands back and live just normal life.
Well, Tetiana, your journey reminds us all, I think, that even when so much is taken away, that mindset really is everything. And thank you to your granddad for just instilling that in you, that you could pass it on to us as well. And I should ask also if anyone in the UK would like to use your services in the health coaching area, how can they get in touch with you?
And you can search in Google health coach Tame or health coach Tetiana Fomenko. You can find me on Google Maps, on my website, on Facebook or Instagram. So the magic words health coach Tetiana Fomenko, and I would be really happy to hear from you.
Fantastic. And I'll put those links in the show notes on the podcast as well. Tetiana, I can't begin to tell you how much I've enjoyed speaking with you today. Thank you so much.
Really easy to talk to you.
And with you, it's been a joy. I just can't thank you enough, honestly, for sharing your story and for reminding us that even in the face of crisis, our mindset can take us further than we even believe possible. It's an amazing story. Tetiana, I know I speak on behalf of everyone listening to this podcast when I say that I wish you, your son, your family, and all of Ukraine peace, hope, and healing. Thank you.
Thank you for having me. It was such a pleasure.
What a story, hey? Well, if Tetiana's courage and wisdom resonated with you today, please do get in touch, or you can send Tetiana a message as well. I'll make sure that they get to her. You'll find the contact details in the show notes to this podcast, or just head to stepintomepodcast.com. Thank you so much for listening. I'm Belinda Lee, and this is Step Into Me, helping you find the courage to step into your true self.